This is just me. Why there is no in between. This ain't my scene, I'll beg my leave. My face ain't clean, this is just me. Some ways I lean, escaping green. I state my dream, not in between. This ain't my scene, I'll beg my leave. My face ain't clean, this is just me. Some ways I lean, escaping green. No in between.
This is just me. A sound, a style, a groove, a rhythm.
No in between.
I know you have to say what you're given. I'll move on, yeah, I'll move on. 1 minute, then I'm gone. I'm gone. So this is just me. It's a sound, it's a style, it's a groove, it's a rhythm.
No in between.
I know you have to say what you're given. I'll move on, yeah, I'll move on. 1 minute, then I'm 1 minute, then I'm
Just me. There's no in between. So this
This is just me. A sound, a style, a groove, a rhythm. No in between. I know you have to say what you're given.
Okay, hello Facebook and YouTube. It is fantastic to be here again with you today. I am Missy, and this is who the hell are
That would
you?
make me Peter.
This is Peter, and we are the co-founders of Explore Protech Entrepreneurial Haven. Peter, are you going to be on the show?
For 2 seconds. Janine.
Hi. Hey guys, so what is actually happening is we have been traveling. We are in Potchefstroom at the moment, and we have our beautiful tribe member here with us, Janine from Jelani Sales. She promised she's going to fix all of our sales problems, right, Janine? She says yes. So that's what we're doing here today. So that's why it's just me. Usually it's me and Peter, but Peter is currently entertaining one of our tribe members. So I will be taking you through the show. Anyway, you are watching the Coffee Shop Conversation show, just like you do every single Friday. The reason for this show is we have been getting your questions. So questions from all of you entrepreneurs from around the world. And today's theme is LinkedIn lead generation. We're going to be answering your questions that go with that theme. And the way that we do this is we have all of our real expert entrepreneurs from the tribe and around the world on the screen. And we're going to be asking them the questions. I will pick from them 3 people to answer you for every single question. And then we'll give you some answers, but some answers that actually mean something, that actually make a practical difference in your world right now. So if that is what you're here to watch, then you are in the right place, and I think we should get going. Remember, the way that we do this is we run the show in a game show format. So the way that we are going to run it is I'm going to ask the questions. If our panelists want to answer a question, they will put up their hearts on the screen like so. And then from there, I will pick about 3 people per answer to give you their best answers on the question. Okay, so tribe members, expert guests, are you ready? Awesome, here we go. Okay, just remember, when you answer a question, I want you to end your answer with your name, your company name, and in that way, we're going to link all of the expert panel members in the description right after the show. So you'll be able to connect with the people that you get the most value from. So the more they talk, the more value they give you, the more you get to see them, resonate with them, and then contact them on LinkedIn afterwards. Okay, brilliant. So, first question. This is from Daryl. Daryl wants to know, how much time do you spend per day on LinkedIn lead generation? Okay, let's go with our expert guest all the way from Croatia for today, Mona Bakun. Mona, how much time do you spend per day on LinkedIn lead generation?
30 minutes. That's it.
3 minutes?
30 minutes, 30. That's it, half an hour.
Amazing. Okay, thank you. And the next one is we had Clarissa. Clarissa, how much time do you spend per day on LinkedIn lead generation?
I also spend between 30 minutes and 45 minutes max per day.
Amazing. And maybe let's hear from Leanne. Leanne, you have your heart up. How much time do you spend on LinkedIn lead generation?
No, I don't spend very much time at this point. I just want to know why between 30 and 45 minutes or 40 minutes. If you guys could both just answer that.
That would be amazing. So let's go back first to Mona. I think that will give all of us a lot of value. What do you do in the 30 minutes that you spend?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Sometimes I just post. I actually post like once per a week or once in 2 weeks. And I usually get around 200 to 600 comments on my posts. So I have a person that follows up like, 30 minutes per day and whatnot. But to be honest, most people just contact me. Like I go through invitations to connect because my profile is optimized so that the right type of audience can see me, find me, and then resonate with me. That's it. So I mostly spend just like checking LinkedIn more than anything. I don't send out invites to connect. I don't ask people to buy my stuff and all that stuff. They just come to me. So there's nothing that, if you know how to do it the right way, like you don't have to actually do a lot of things.
Amazing. 30 minutes. That's like nothing. I love it. And Clarissa, what do you do in your 30 to 40 minutes on LinkedIn lead generation per day?
Oh, I like to do some research because I get some people who request to talk to me, people who request more services. They send me messages, so sometimes that takes a lot of time to work through. And I also every week I try to make a point of it. If I don't get it to every week, I try to do it every 2 weeks to update my profile to keep it fresh. And so yeah, I also spend a lot of time on getting back to people because of the amount of messages that I get. I update my profile, I keep that updated. And then sometimes I also do a lot of research on LinkedIn because there's always new people to find, there's always new people to connect with. And some of the markets that I do work with tend to, update a lot. So I also love doing research on LinkedIn as well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing, Clarissa. Okay, and thank you for the question, Lee, and that added a lot of value. I was actually also wondering. That's awesome. Okay, so let's go to our next question. Next question is from Beverly. Beverly wants to know, how many leads does your LinkedIn lead generation strategy generate per month? So who of you can share with us, how many leads does your LinkedIn lead generation strategy generate per month? Myrna.
It can be anywhere from 200 leads to 1,000 per month, depending on, like, I focus on viral posts. So I literally get like ideal lookalike audience from my 2nd degree and 3rd degree connections commenting on my posts, wanting a freebie, and they literally invite me in their inbox. So that really depends on how many times per a month I post, because every single post can get between, again, 200 and 600 comments. So we have a lot, like usually we have more leads, really quality leads and ideal leads that we can handle in the sense of, you know, delivering and then talking to them in the messenger, figuring out whether we can help them or not. To be honest, like I don't even go by like the quantity, I go by quality. So if you can merge the two, which we've been able to do, then it's just like, you know, I can do a post, get like 300 comments and sort through that throughout the week or 10 days. Like literally every time where I need quality leads, I just do posts, very specific type of post, and that's it. It can go
Brilliant.
like, I don't know. Some of my clients have literally broke the internet. They would get like thousands of leads on posts and they will be like, Mirror, what do I do now? I have too many really quality people to talk to. And I'm like, hire somebody maybe to help out with that. I don't know. Just like, sorry.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So I think then all of us are going to be very, very interested in the answer to the next question. The next question is from Sarah. And Sarah wants to know, what is your LinkedIn lead generation strategy?
I think before we answer that for Sarah, something that was just mentioned, which is quality over quantity. That for me is absolute brilliance.
Yep. That's what it's all about.
Quality. Quantity means nothing. You're wasting your time.
Yep.
Okay, so for the next question, how many leads? Oh no, what is your LinkedIn lead generation strategy? So I see, Mona, you have your heart up again. So please, can
I'm
you
here.
share? I have so many
Yeah.
people to pick from. Let's go with wait, Mona.
Well, I'm here to, like, I have Friday and I'm here to talk about LinkedIn. So I'm going to talk about LinkedIn.
Awesome.
Yeah, for me, I kind of perfected my strategy around LinkedIn, which is kind of building funnels in an organic way without spamming anyone or using any type of bots or automations. And I started to use that like about 4 or 5 years ago, and then just perfected it and perfected it and perfected it. I teach my clients what all the stuff that I tried. And to be honest, it's all about, just like you said, it's all about quality versus quantity, because your job on LinkedIn is not to get on hundreds of calls per month with like unqualified leads. I don't have time for that personally. I just get on calls with like really qualified leads. Even though we get a lot of leads, we also are very like, my whole strategy is focused around just like qualifying. So again, it can go both ways. We can get quality leads with quantity. But my framework, I literally had to come up with a strategy that fits my business. And then I realized that it fits a lot of other businesses. So I just use the same framework. It is mostly evolving around understanding how to do the profile really well, which I do a little bit differently than most coaches. And it came to a point now where I'm actually teaching LinkedIn coaches my framework so that they can improve their service, because most of them are actually lacking pieces of the puzzle. And I've been just doing it for so long that I literally have all the pieces of the puzzle. So like an organic, non-BS, non-spammy approach, and people love it. So that's it.
Love it. Thank you so much, Mona. And this, by the way, guys, is Mona Bakun from, what is your organization called, Mona?
Well, like my company name is like called Creative Office, but nobody asks me about my company. Everybody knows me as Mirna Bachun and Mir, and on LinkedIn and on Facebook. So I have a Facebook group. I have my whole LinkedIn thing. So most people know me by my brand, which is me right now. I'm going to build a brand around the company. That's kind of what I'm focusing on now. So I can just help as many entrepreneurs, and now also LinkedIn coaches and agencies as well.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next question then, guys. So this one just came in from Donovan. Donovan is watching us on YouTube. Donovan wants to know, can you give us an example of the perfect connection message?
How about hello?
Who wants to answer that? So, can anyone give us an example of the perfect connection message for sending a connection request on LinkedIn?
I actually think it would be great if we got everybody to say what they think their best connection message would be. I'll get the ball rolling. My perfect connection message would be hello. There's so much engagement comes from hello, so my response would be hi, nice to meet you. That's a very good way to start a conversation. What do you guys think?
Okay, so hearts up if you want to get in on the conversation. Let's go with Myrna. Myrna, you said you can give us an example of the perfect connection message.
I would rather say something that might sound very weird, but that's actually that's not the right question to be asking, because the perfect message is a personalized message and it's different for every single LinkedIn connection that you send out to. If you are gonna focus on like sending one type of perfect message to everyone, you'll get 0 replies because they all seen it. So the best way to craft a really engaging invite to connect message, for example, is to go on somebody's profile, spend a couple of minutes checking it out, finding what you resonate and what you like about the person, what kind of really truly resonates with you, and then reach out to them with a specific thing that you read about them or that you just resonate with, and start to build rapport that way. And to be honest, if you're looking to just kind of send the same there's no perfect perfect like silver bullet. The less you personalize and the more you focus on scripts or templates, the less you're going to have results, because if you got a templated or scripted message, you would know, and people just know this. So there's no perfect message. There is a perfect message for that particular person, and it involves you getting involved. If you want to get something, you need to give something. And I'm not talking about freebies, I'm talking about attention. So if you give somebody attention, 2 minutes of your time, then you'll get attention back. It is simple as that. Do not try to find a silver bullet. Focus your attention for 2 minutes on the person and their profile, maybe something that they're writing about, and then reach out about what you really think about it and be honest. That's it. Very simple.
And very hard. I never know what to say to people though, Myrna. Like,
Well, just find something in the profile that resonates with you. Like I work with thousands of clients. Like literally we have over 1,200 customers. If you actually spend 2 minutes checking somebody's profile, like actually reading what they're writing, you're going to, and just scrolling, like you'll find something that resonates with you, that you can say, I agree or disagree, or like, I like this or don't like it. You're going to have opinion about it. And then as soon as you find that thing, you can reach out about that specific thing.
That makes sense. Thank you. Clarissa, you said you can give us an example of a perfect connection message. Maybe just unmute yourself.
Sorry, thanks. Yeah, so like Mar just said, there's not really a perfect message, but the thing that I've been doing that really helped me to connect with people on LinkedIn is that I introduce myself. I tell them that I'm Clarissa, I'm a graphic designer and a social media marketer, and I look forward to connecting with them. And I would really like to get into contact with them. And I feel that they can benefit from my business, and I would really like the opportunity to speak with them. So for me, it's about building a relationship with that person, so that they can see, like Mar said, you're interested in their business, you're interested in what they do, and I think that or what I found is that once that that relationship foundation is laid, then the person won't have a problem speaking to you, even if it's someone from way across the world that you've never seen before and that you've never met. So yeah, I really love enjoying that, and it seems to work for me.
Brilliant. Thank you, Clarissa. That gives us a very good idea of what we actually should be doing on LinkedIn. Rita, you had your heart up. Let's hear the perfect connection message.
Which we've discovered now does not exist.
Sorry, Peter?
Which we have now discovered does not exist.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I want to say. Actually, I want to say thank you, Nastine, for this session today with Myrna, because it does speak to me, and I am busy going on to LinkedIn, and it actually just confirms that there is no perfect message. And it actually also confirms to just me that running, you need to build the relationship. You really need to dig deep and take 5 people or 10 people a day and work with them, instead of trying to produce a mass influx of people, if I can, connections, if I can call it that way. So it is really, and it's just a confirmation of building the relationship. Be personal, as Myrna said in the what you can find and read in the about section, and from there build a rapport, whatever it might be. So thank you, Nastine, for inviting Myrna, because it is really, really powerful. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's only a pleasure, Rita. I knew you guys needed help on LinkedIn lead generation, and now we have 2 amazing people here, Myrna and Clarissa, who can actually help us, which is, I think, amazing. Declan, you have your hand up, or do you want to ask a question?
No, I want to comment.
Okay, go for it.
So I don't have a favorite one. I agree that the whole personalized thing is the best way to go about it. But I know that my worst is, other than templates, it's when someone gets straight to the point of what they want out of you. Because obviously you connect for a reason. But when someone instantly goes to what they want out of you, instead of just trying to build the rapport, I think the rapport was the important point there. Then I'm immediately disinterested. That's kind of my. So I think connecting and saying, I think we're good for this, we can chat about that, is great. But then if it's instantly, this is what I can get out of you, do you want to talk about it? Then I'm kind of just a little bit put off. So yeah, a bit of wooing is better, in my opinion.
I love that comment. Thank you, Declan. It's a very helpful comment. I don't know. Hey, this is so difficult. And Myrna, I know you have something to say. I'm going to give you a chance right now, but can I just also say something? Is there a balance? Because with me, it's like, I hate it when someone like contacts me and they're like, okay, I want this from you. Can you buy this? I hate it even more when someone contacts me and they pretend to care about me and I know they actually don't. So now what do you do? And luckily Myrna knows everything, guys. So Myrna, what's the answer?
I love this question because, again, it is such a wrong question. So the whole thing about the messenger, which we're actually talking about, like invite to connect, as soon as you connect with somebody, it goes into your messenger and then people pitch you and all that stuff. That is so old school stuff on LinkedIn. Now, it does work for some very specific industries where the target market is very straight to the point themselves, but you need to understand which of these industries those are, which means that you need to understand your target market first. But that on, on the side, one thing that I teach my clients is that the messenger is the biggest opportunity on LinkedIn, just because 99% of people are doing it wrong. So if you're 1% that does it right, you're going to have a lot of success like we do. So I teach my clients organic messaging, and I even teach LinkedIn coaches how to do this. Now, the whole point is like, first and foremost, is shift in perspective, because what all of people have in their mind when they send an invite to connect or start to talk to people is how I'm going to sell this person, which is an absolutely wrong perspective. What you should be thinking about is, how can I qualify this person? How can I leave this person with a sense of increase, even though I'm not shoving freebies up people's throats? So if the focus is to just learn more about the person, because maybe you can't help this person, but you know somebody that can, right? So if you shift your perspective, again, booking a call and getting straight to the point, booking a call is a result of having a good conversation, good rapport, and leaving people with a sense of increase. Again, not meaning giving them freebies, because nobody actually wants that. So you can have a normal, human, authentic conversation with the person in the messenger that you haven't even met, because that happens. Like, think about it, guys. This actually happens when you have like conferences. You meet strange people that you actually have a meaningful conversation with, and you end up with somebody's business card maybe, and you end up maybe talking to them later on. Now, the whole point is that when you are in person, what you're doing is you're probing, you're kind of trying to just figure out, what is this person about? You're interested in this person, about like their business. Your first thing is like, not like, oh, I'm going to sell this person. It's the same thing in Messenger. Like, your job is to build rapport, to find out, like, everybody thinks like, oh, somebody's going to go, like, it's not an interrogation. That's what people do wrong. Like, you know, they're starting to ask questions about like, do you want to, you know, this, or do you want to get on a call, or what's your business about? Like, there is a very easy way to communicate with people so that they feel that they're just chatting. It is nice and it's okay, and it's not awkward because you're chatting with a stranger. In the other hand, if you know what you're doing, and if you have the right mindset and the perspective, you will find out information that is important for you to know whether you can help the person or not. Maybe this person can lead you to another person. Like, you never know what's going to happen. But if you have a wrong perspective, then you will always get the other person to feel that they're just waiting for a pitch. A lot of the times when I talk to people on Messenger, people are like asking me about my services, because I'm not asking that question. I'm just having a conversation with them, leaving them with a sense of increase. That's all. And it's a natural progression that at one point, if they think that I can help them, they're like, well, you know, do you have this, or do you have this offer, or do you do this? Like, we're looking actually for somebody like this. So I never pitch. I'm actually just trying to figure out more about the person in a genuine way. That's it. And people forgot about that. They're like, oh, but I don't know how to do that. Well, what is your, like, what are you thinking when you're going in the Messenger? Like, you're only thinking about how to book a call. Of course, people have resistance towards that. It's common sense.
I love that, Myrna. It's actually, you know what? I think the penny just dropped for me in a huge way, because actually it's just networking, but online. And I mean, just the way that you explained it now, like, I'm not going to walk into a networking meeting and just start trying to sell people.
Exactly. It's the
I
same
don't know
thing.
them. I don't know if I can help them. Oh my goodness. I'm having such an aha moment. Myrna, I have such a sense of increase right now.
That's what it's all about. You give, you feel people and leave them with a sense of increase, and you'll give increase back.
Amazing. Okay, cool. We're going to hear from Clarissa, because she also has her heart up, and then we're going to take a question from Alan. Okay, so Clarissa, you also have something to add on this point.
Yeah, definitely. I loved what Maynard just said, and it's so true. And one thing I just got to share with you guys, what happened to me. It happened with a cold call, and it happened on social media as well. The one day I was busy going through my social media, and like you guys just mentioned, the people are always trying to sell themselves to you directly without even starting a conversation. And the morning right before I went to my meeting, I also had this person who tried to sell something to me, and I thought, you know what, this person is really in need of a client, because the way that this person is going on is it's just something that I haven't seen in a while before. So I contacted this person, and I told her, listen, I can see that you're really trying to sell your service and your product, But there's an easier way to do this, and I can see that you're really in need of a client. So instead of trying to sell yourself to people like this, why don't you come and join, have a Zoom meeting with me and come and join my networking organization so that you can actually get the opportunity to do it right. And I'm a social media marketer and also a designer. So if you need some help with marketing, I can help you and I can show you, how we can do this together. But if you come to our networking organization meeting, you actually have the opportunity to meet new people. You can learn how to network with them and see if there's someone who's interested in what you're doing. And it's been about 5-6 months down the line, and me and that person spoke. She came to our networking organization right before I met you guys, and a month went by, and I actually, in a network organization, we learn to look out for each other. We learn to take care of each other, and it's been a month went by. It's about a month, and I actually forgot about that person because she never came back to me again. And about 4 days ago, she called me again and she said, no, yes, she's learning a lot and things are getting better for her. And I'm like, great. And then that very same day, I actually found someone that needed a service. So I contacted her again. And then I told her, listen, yes, someone you can help, but do you know of another social media marketing specialist and one of the plumbing guys that I needed, because the plumbing job was a bit too big for one of the other guys that I knew. So then what I did was, and it was in one of the Sowetan areas. So what I did is I said, you know what, if you can help me find someone like that, then that would be great. So she made a few calls for me and she said, you know what, now that I understand networking better, I can actually help you out with that. So she gave me a number and she helped me solve a problem in the process as well. So that was really a different experience for me as well, to see that, you know what, through the way that they trying to push something or try and shove something down your throat, you can actually turn the tables and say, listen, just stop a little bit. How can we help you in the process? Or how can we help you make your process better? So yeah, that was fun.
That's brilliant. Thanks for sharing, Clarissa. And that's my point, is like, if you just talk to people like they're humans and develop that relationship, because that's the one thing I can actually do.
Yeah, not me though, because I'm not human.
So on a call like this, I'm pretty fine. Like one-to-one, I can do my thing. I can build a relationship. I can figure out how to help you. But for some reason, I never click that LinkedIn is just that. It's just that it's online. Let's hear from Alan. Alan, you have a question or a comment?
Well, I have a comment, and actually a couple of them. So yesterday I'm talking to a business coach who specializes in working with veterans who've just come out of the whichever service. He's an ex-army guy, and so we're chatting away, and he happens to mention that the Army actually gives you a lot of skill as an entrepreneur, but the guys that come out of the Army have been taught not to think and just to do, because that's what you have to do if you're going to run into a hail of bullets. They don't realize what they got. And I said, oh, okay. I said, so you've got a course? Yes. Well, do you know all of those guys that come out of the Army and a lot of private businesses, and this is in Canada, we have a Canada-wide provincial job grant program that will pay to train them. They went, oh, that's brilliant. I didn't know about that. And I said, there's a $300,000 cap on that per company per year. Oh, go forth and teach. And you just never know where that conversation is going to lead. And as it turns out, the bulk of his clients are vocational. I'm in safety, so I'm teaching vocational people how to work safely. So that will generate business later on. But a lot of the LinkedIn is slow burn. Just like Clarissa said, right? Those people come back and they don't forget. You make the impression by being personable. And that's one thing that aggravates me with where I see a lot of LinkedIn stuff now is sell. No, don't sell. Give me information. That's why I'm on this professional network. Give me information. That's pretty much what I got.
Thank you, Alan. That is beautiful. I love that story. I love it when we share stories on the coffee shop conversations, because it links to reality, and it also shows us exactly how this is supposed to look in practice. So that's beautiful. Thank you for your contribution.
That makes perfect sense. I'm speaking into your microphone.
I know, that's why I might just speak very loudly.
Okay, that's not gonna work. Okay, so something that I was thinking about is that even when you connect with somebody, even if the connection has nothing to do with what it is that you do for a living, you can always put other people in contact with other people. That is always beneficial. So in starting a conversation, it doesn't have to be about yourself. It doesn't even have to be about them. It's just about understanding who those people are. I think sometimes when you realize that it's not about yourself, you get so much more done.
That is true. Okay, so let's maybe move on to one of our next questions. So, Mona, Facebook is just lighting up since you've started talking, so I'm very keen to ask you this question. This is from Alsaby, and she wants to know, what types of questions do you ask to qualify someone and leave people with a sense of increase?
Great question. Okay, so one of the things that I always do, and I really suggest, I'm going to give you some really, really important juice here. Like, if you're going to listen, it's going to work. People pay me thousands of dollars just to hear what I'm about to say, but it's a great question, and I love when people are listening. So if you are a business owner, right, you probably know what are kind of what I call qualifiers. What are the utmost important things that your ideal client has, either as traits, as revenue, as, whatever, for you to be able to serve them in the best way possible to help them, right? So for me, for example, that would be that somebody is already using LinkedIn, try to do it, didn't work. They know their target market is there. They have a really awesome product or a service that is high ticket, that I can give them the best ROI. And basically they're in a great business mindset. They're crushing it. They just can't crack the code on LinkedIn, for example, right? So these are my qualifiers. If these people do not have this, I cannot serve them in the best way possible with my programs. Because I now work with a little bit advanced people in the sense of like, yes, I have courses for people that are just starting out. But if my team is going to work with somebody or my group coaching programs, we are going to charge a lot, but we're also going to give an amazing ROI, right? So if I know that these are my qualifiers, right? When I start conversations, and this is also a mistake that most people do, if they do their qualifiers, what my clients usually do is they write out questions around these qualifiers, which would seem like a logical thing to do, right? In fact, it's not, because what's going to happen if you write down questions, and maybe you're going to do that in the beginning just to kind of not get distracted, but what's going to happen is that you're going to focus on the questions that you want to ask and kind of just like be in that like focus, and you're not going to pay attention to the other person. So if I want to find out, I'm going to give an example. Like, this usually goes through just a chit chat, nothing else. I never ask the same question for a certain qualifier, but I'm going to give you an example. I focus a lot on what people say. I ask a lot about what they did in the past, because I know that people, it doesn't matter what they say that they want. It doesn't matter what they say that they will do. only thing that matters is their behavior, because the behavior has the tendency to repeat over and over and over and over and over again, because that's how we're human beings that are conditioned, and it's very hard to change habits. So one of the things that I really want to know is like actually what they did in the past, because that actually tells me a lot about their mindset. Are they in the right frame of mindset? I can understand what they have tried in the past, and if they're, for example, think that they can figure it out themselves, or they're in the position to, like, I don't need to ask like, how many clients do you have? I can ask simple questions. Are your clients happy with your service? Do you see the difference in a question? One is a completely open-ended question. The other one is like very like you close up, like how many clients do you got? But if you ask a question, for example, are your clients happy with your service? The people will start to talk a lot about their service, and they'll give you more information than you even have asked, because you asked it in a way that is conversational. It's easy. So if you want to kind of, the really cool thing about qualifiers is that it gives you the ability to know and always be able to pick up the conversation. A lot of the times, you know, when I work with people, they're like, we get lost in chit chat. I try to build a rapport, we get lost in chit chat, and then people leave, right? The conversation goes cold. If you know what are the things that you want to find out, you can always pick up the conversation, because one thing about our humans is that we like to actually talk about our businesses. We like to share information. We just don't want to be sold. We like to buy things, but we don't like to be sold. There's a difference, and people don't understand this, that people like buying stuff, but they don't like to be sold. People love to change stuff that's not working, but they don't want to be changed. So if you just, again, focus a little bit on understanding what it is that you want to find out. And then the way that I leave people with a sense of increase is I don't shove anything up there, whatever. I don't make them sell. I don't make them buy something. I don't make them go on calls. I talk to them. I give them my honest opinion about LinkedIn. If they ask something that is something that I charge for a lot, I say, I think about it. Do I want to share this information or not? And I tell them, listen, I understand this is a great question. Unfortunately, this is what I share with my paid clients. I can give you a little bit of an understanding around like this, and this. And I give them my experience. I give them my time. And what's really important, I'm always non-BS. I tell them what they don't want to hear, if that's the truth and if that's my experience. And people actually really, really appreciate that. Because by me telling them this shit will never work for you, because I've been on the platform for 6 years, I know, I actually help them, because it doesn't matter what they'll do with the information, but I just help them not to make a mistake. And if they decide to listen to me, they will actually save themselves a lot of time, a lot of trouble, and a lot of complications around stuff that won't work. So I always am pretty much, I'm never going to give out information that, you know, I charge a lot for, but I will give them information of what I know in my experience. And I'll always try to leave them with that type of a sense of increase. What they'll do with it, it doesn't matter. If they try to cross the line, I just tell them very simply, listen, I'm not here to give out free advice. If you want to do that, you can book a call, talk to somebody from my team. But also if I say, like, for example, they're targeting, I don't know, lawyers. I know that lawyers is such a hard niche, because everybody is pitching them. They're not on there. They don't even like go and open up LinkedIn. I'm going to tell them, listen, if you have another product or service in a different niche, I would really suggest that you focus on that, because lawyers, it doesn't have to do anything with you. It's just the nature of the platform. They've been pitched for years. They're just not going to answer. In most cases, I have experience with that. And I never share experience that I myself haven't gone through. And again, what they do with that information is on them. But just leaving them with a sense of increase can just be, I feel good after this conversation. That's it. And when they're ready, when they're really serious about LinkedIn, when they want to get really awesome results, I'm going to be the first person that they're going to call. And that's cool, because it's a long-term game. Just always leave people with a sense of increase. Understand what you want to ask, see all the different ways of how you can get that information without crossing the line of the other person. And you can do that if you just stop and think and just focus on the other person. When I was training my messaging team, people that sometimes take over the conversations because I move them towards my team and I say, listen, I'm super busy right now. You can talk to Ruby, for example. She's going to tell you everything she knows. Even my messaging peeps, my team members, it took me a while to really focus them on the conversation. Listen, like just read what the person is saying, because the person just told you so much information on the back end. If you just pay attention and not focus on the questions that you want to ask, you know, ka-ching this question, ka-ching this question, ka-ching this question. I don't know if I answered the question, but that is kind of the best way that I can say it without going deeper into the strategy of how we do it.
Because then we'll have to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Myrna. I think that was an awesome answer. Guys, that is what we have time for today. I can see YouTube and Facebook is just lighting up with more questions for Myrna. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to link all of the peeps that has been on the coffee shop show that you've seen that have given you some value answers. I'll link all of their LinkedIn details in the description. You'll be able to connect with them from there, and then go and ask them all of your questions further and see how it goes for you from there. We'll chat to Myrna. We'll see if we can get her back for maybe a bonus session for you guys sometime. I'm not promising anything, but this has been absolutely awesome. Myrna, thank you so much for being our expert guest here today.
Thank you for having me.
Tribe members, thank you so much for being here with us and for supporting and for giving your answers. All of you are going to get linked in the description. People on Facebook and YouTube, thank you for watching us. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being the amazing economic warriors that you are. And keep coming back. We'll be here every single Friday, whether we're traveling or not, whether we're late or not. We will always be here for you, okay? It's just not going to be perfect, but we will be here. And we are ready to answer all of your questions. If you have more questions, pop them in the comments. We'll have them answered for you in one of the upcoming sessions. And keep coming back. And we love you. May all your wildest entrepreneurial dreams come true. This has been the Coffee Shop Conversation Show. Bye. See you next time.